one of the things I do with my geography classes, including this year, is I have them look at the flags of different countries. Now I teach them about the symbology of different flags, what the maple leaf means on the Canadian flag, what the eagle and the snake means on the Mexican flag, the Osage shield and the Oklahoma flag, and the like. And as we go along in the different parts of the world, looking at the different flags, the flags we look at, we pick apart their symbology as well, and by the end they have a pretty good idea of what makes a good flag and what doesn't. They've kind of developed that sense of aesthetics. Oklahoma City really deserves more than just to be another city with a seal on the middle of their flag. There's literally dozens that do. And I also read a recent poll, I shouldn't say recent, it's about 10, 11 years ago, that ranked the great city flags in America. Chicago and Washington, D.C., of course, were at the top as I expected, so was St. Louis and Denver. Oklahoma City was 130th out of 150. So my idea was that if I had some pretty good designs for some of my freshmen, and I did, they had some fantastic designs, I would try to get the ball rolling to get our city flag changed, because a city flag is supposed to represent not just a city itself, but its history, what it stands for, what all makes the community, and sum it up as succinctly and as simply and elegantly as possible.
Really, it's just kind of a simpler meaning, I guess, than most flags kind of thing. Just the red represents the bloodshed at the memorial bombing and just the red dirt in Oklahoma. The blue goes back to our state flag, and then our the black represents the oil in the state or whatever. And then the sun represents that Oklahoma City was built in a day because of the land run. And then the 4 points represent the 4 intersections and major roads here, I-35, I-40, I-44, and Route 66.
Well, the black lines and the wavy lines, they represent like the black of the oil industry and of the roads.
Yeah. I-35, I-40, Route 66.
Yes.
And the blue one is the Oklahoma River. He chose the 5-point star because we're the capital of the state.
Yeah, and it has blue fields around it because it's the capital of Oklahoma, and that's the same shade of blue as the Oklahoma flag.
Well, when I heard about the project, it was like, at first I didn't know that we had a city flag. I thought we just had a state flag. And like, I immediately thought of the memorial tree. And like, because my mom runs to the marathons, and I've been to the memorial multiple times. It's a beautiful tree. I thought it was a good symbol of Oklahoma City, so I immediately thought, like, this project, I need to put this on the flag.
My goal is just to get this ball rolling, because we have some very gifted artists in this town, some very gifted designers, and some people in the city who are very proud of our city. It's something that is very doable. If they picked one of mine or my students' flags, I'd be over the moon. I'd be so thrilled. But I'd be proud just knowing that we got this conversation started, and that my students and I were kind of the genesis of this change.